Good afternoon, welcome back to Kerno EXP and welcome to Gwennet Pit. Now, let's close the gate behind us, being respectful. What is Gwennet Pit? Now, Gwennet Pit started as a mine and the mine closed, as we can kind of read here if you want to have a look. And what was left was a great big hole, and they didn't really know what to do with it. So John Wesley, who is a preacher in Cornwall, and he decided to create a worship area. It's like an outdoor church, basically, folks. And we can see here, we will be flying the drone around here in a little while, so we can have a good look at that. But I thought I'd give you a first person view before we do that. So there's a picture of all the people around the parish of Gwennet and St Day and Craharick worshipping at the pit in its heyday. This is a more modern gentleman here preaching sermons. So this this map here gives you an idea of how rich this area in Cornwall was for copper, tin and tungsten. So as you can see, we are here, and you can see the yellow there, and that's the extent of the load-bearing material. And it's said that this area was the richest part in Cornwall for copper, tin and tungsten. Now if we look up towards North Cornwall, we can see Luxullian and Charlestown. And that's quite an interesting area which we're going to look at later this year, and we're basically going to go to Trefy's Viaduct stroke Aqueduct to have a look at it and to document it. And then of course going back to Camborne Pool Redroof, you can see Redroof here and Camborne, and at one time that was the most mined area in Cornwall. And then we've got looking down to West Cornwall, St Just area, it's called the Tin Coast. And that's quite an extensive area as well, with the riches of tin and copper. But the most prolific here in Cornwall is the Camborne Pool Redroof area. So anyway, let's go and have a look at the site. Now, I'm sorry about the wind noise if you can hear it. It's just that I haven't put the mic on because we just want to get and go when we've done this. So putting that on, it's just a lot of faffing. So these are the original steps here that were put in by the preachers. So here we are, here it is, folks. What do you reckon? It's right good, isn't it? So you can see that before they done this, it was to do with mining, because it's they've kind of scoped it for the religious side of it. So I think what we'll do is we'll walk around and so we get a good perspective of where we are, basically. So we're not far from St Day, and in case you didn't know, St Day was a town before Redroof, and that is solely based on the mining in the area. And got quite a family connection to St Day, what with my grandparents living there and growing up and meeting them on a very regular basis, folks, you know. But yeah, it's quite interesting. So we'll go right around. Sorry about the wobbling, I'm hoping I've got the stabilisation on. So I think what we'll do is we'll just step down to this bit here. So this is, I think this is where they do the preaching from, I think, according to the pictures and what have you. So I don't know if we're allowed to climb down like this, but I am anyway, and I am local. So there we are. Let's find the steps here and then go down to the bottom to say that we've done it. There we are, these are the steps right here, look. So they fenced that off for some reason. So there we are. So we're right at the bottom where we can pretty much go because of the fence. But yeah, so it's been said that there's a shaft below here which is long since disappeared, basically, like, you know. So I think we'll go and fly the drone now. So we'll go and hide away off site and then just go over the top. See you in a bit, folks. Okay, we're back again, folks. So we're further down the road this time, and we're amongst the trees, yes. Now the reason I've come to here is because we want to look at a mine site which is right on us, basically. I don't actually recall coming into these woods before. This is a bit of a new video for us. I need to find the footpath. Oh poo, what have I done? Alright, we got a little bit of a footpath of sorts. Right, so this bit of the video is the engine house at Cake and Ale Mine, and we are virtually on it. Just see it through the trees there. So I'm looking for a path at the moment. Not having much joy, folks. So we're right by the road, as you can hear. Lots of deadfall down here, so you know, good place to, in the summer months, to go camping and what have you. Right, we have got some kind of path here of sorts. Right, so we're going to go and fly the drone here again, and that should be really good. So I think we made a mistake, folks. I think we need to find the path. So it should be over here somewhere. Just keep going. Oh shit, nearly fell over, folks. Bloody hell. Oh dear. Oh, that shook me up. Crikey. Right, sorry about the amateur camera work there, but Kerno nearly fell on his bum. Here we go, here's the path. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk to the engine house, have a good look around the bits that we can see from on ground, and then we'll send the drone up and we'll have an aerial perspective. So Cake and Ale Mine. Now this engine house here powered as stamps. Now if you don't know what a stamps is, basically, right, I'll put it into easy terms. A set of hammers, right? Now these set of hammers are in a mechanism, a cam mechanism, because the engine house is basically inside there's a steam engine, great big piston that goes up and down, which pushes a beam or a bob at the top up and down, which then rocks a cam outside, and then it turns a wheel, or it pumps a set of pumps. So engine houses in Cornwall, this is mining engine houses, that is, they either do one of three things really. They either pump the water from the shaft by a series of pumps which all work in sync with each other, or they're a whim, and that's a Cornish term for a winding engine, which basically would have been a similar principle to this one, but rather than having the wheel outside the other side there, I don't know if I think we can get up there and have a little look. We'll continue when we get up here. Right, we're up. Okay. We've got bikers. So yeah, so there would have been a wheel either side of these troughs here, and the main beam would have came down and rocked up and down like that, like my arm, and then the cam would come down, which would turn the wheel. Now a winding engine, right, the difference in between a winder and a stamps engine is well, it's negligible really, because it's all pretty much the same. This is the plug doorway. So the winder would have had a drum in the middle, which would have had a cable on it, and then that cable would wind as the engine was working. It would wind the cage or the kibble, which is a bucket basically, up and down in the shaft. Now this engine here is a stamps engine, I'm fairly convinced with that. Because we're actually on the loadings right here, which would have went along where the stamps would have been. So yeah, quite interesting. So this doorway here is the original entrance into the no sorry, that would have been a window, so I do apologize. This this doorway here and the other side would have been the entrance in from the boiler house, where they would have had Cornish boilers. Probably for this they probably would have had three Cornish boilers or 2 Lancashire, I would imagine. So yeah, it's all good, isn't it, folks? So you might be wondering, how does Kerno know all this stuff? Well, I used to be a tour guide at a well-known mining site, and obviously mining goes back generations in my own family, folks, so yeah, I do know quite a bit about it. I'm not sure if that pond there is original. It's possible, because they would have had to have a water source close by to pump the water in for the boilers, basically. You can just see on the side of the chimney there, see that cement line there? That is actually where the roof of the boiler house would have been. So that's quite interesting, isn't it? Right, well, here comes a bit of drone footage. We're going to fly around this engine house, and then we're going to get up a bit higher and maybe get over the top and have a look at some other engine houses. Hope you enjoyed that one, folks, and yep, here comes the drone footage.